obviously no OG now, and Jalen's banged up. Kind of, I guess you guys have gone through this before, but how do you approach a game like this?
The same as we approach every other game. I mean, nothing really changes. We're gonna do the same things, run the same plays, play the same way. So, same old.
Josh, what's the key to winning on the road in the playoffs?
Scoring more points than the opponent. I think that's what it starts with. I think it's communicating, playing physical. We know obviously this is going to be a tough pace to play. They play well at home. They run fast. So we just got to make sure we're communicating at a high level, not giving them just open layups and open threes. So I think those are the biggest things.
Josh, I know you play all over the court anyway, but with so many forwards out, you're probably going to have to spend more time guarding bigger guys.
I was doing that all year. If you ask them, I complained about it for 3/4 of the year. But no, I mean, I feel like I can play, wherever is needed. So I don't mind it too much.
Just the minutes. I know you said it's getting shit, you do it all the time, but how? I mean, the season wears on you, the postseason wears on you. How?
Hey, man, just faith. I mean, nothing else I can say. Some days I'll be tired, but, like I said, I pray before every game. And I just go out there and just try as hard as I can.
Do you ever see yourself saying, I need a blow?
Do I see myself doing that? Sometimes. Do I do it? Probably not. I probably should a little bit more, but as a competitor, I want to be out there. Nah.
And just so you know, you're the only player who's ever, since they started tracking, run a marathon, run over 26.2.
Oh, there you go.
In an 8-game span.
There it is.
What do you think about that?
Means I'm in pretty good shape. It definitely means once the season's over for about 3 weeks, I'm going to do nothing but just eat, drink wine, and relax. That's what that means.
Josh, I know how tight you are with Tyrese. But So what did you make of what Carlisle said about the push and everybody knowing that his back is hurt and everything?
I mean, I don't know what to say. If you look, I hit the ball. So might I have bumped him a little bit? Yeah, I'm running full speed. He's running full speed. And he's in front of me. I'm trying to make a play on the ball. So, I mean, Rick's saying whatever he feels. It has nothing to do with us at the end of the day. I think it's pretty disrespectful to us because at the end of the day, we're out there playing and competing at a high level. It's not about officiating. It's not about anything like that. So him to discredit how we're playing, I feel like that's pretty disrespectful. But, that's just his stance right now.
I know you were never in the playoffs before last year, but do you see that kind of
Appreciate it.
But you're making
5 years of failure.
You make up for those minutes now. But are you getting the kind of feel like it seems like Philadelphia did the same thing, like gamesmanship of like trying to complain about lobby the rest for the next game and stuff?
Yeah. I mean, I think it's I think that stance, if that's the stance that people try to do, I think it's ridiculous. It's not about who complains the most, small market, big market, whatever. It's about going out there and playing the game and competing at a high level. And, I don't think, especially last game, I don't think you probably would have saw anyone on the court complained or yelled at the refs as much as I did. You know what I mean? But at the end of the day, they're human. They're going to make good calls. They're going to make bad calls. They're not going to make some calls. But at the end of the day, that doesn't affect how us as players should approach the game, how us as players play the game. And it shouldn't take away from anything that us or the other team's doing.
We talked to you the other day about how you were played at the biggest markets and then also the small. But when you were playing at the small markets, we were like, I have no NBA's trying to hold us down.
No, that's so stupid, bro. I mean, we say the big market always wins. The next ain't win a chip in 51 years. So obviously that don't really hold much weight. So I don't fully understand that. Sorry, New York, for the for the reminder. But I think that's just idiotic. At the end of the day, it's who's playing the best, and that's I've never seen a ref shoot a free throw or make a three or miss a rotation. You know what I mean?
When OG went down in the season, you guys went with Precious and went with Deuce. What did you learn about what your lineups can look like during the regular season that you can kind of lean on here in the playoffs when OG went down again?
But those guys played very well when we needed them to, and they stepped up. So that's something that talked about it then too. Like that gives us confidence, not just then, but later down the the line if that happens. And obviously, we're in that situation now. So Precious has had huge games. Deuce has had huge games, but we're going to need them, to play that way until, either someone comes back or until the end of the season. So we have full faith in those guys, and we want them to go out there and be as aggressive and play their game as best as possible.
When you're out there with Precious and you're out there with Isaiah or whoever happens to be playing center, that's like three guys on the court who defenses are going to be cool with helping off of. Like, does it change the way that you're spacing when there's an extra guy out there who can guard like that?
I'm not sure. I mean, it might, the paint might be a little more congested, but maybe be a little bit more aggressive just in terms of seeking a shot. I think, the last, couple games I know, I was able to get to the rim, so I didn't have to, just rely on just shooting jump shots. That could change, we'll see, but the benefit of guys playing off, if there is a shot, if Dante or Jalen shoots a shot, we'll really get a full head of steam, kind of unimpeded to the basket, for offensive rebounds. So I think it's a positive and negative, but,
Would you say you crash harder when they're helping off of you, right? Like when they're just sagging?
I feel like I crash the boards all the time, but no, I mean, if they're sagging off, like I said, sometimes I get a full head of steam just kind of running, and if they're sagging off and then they their natural reaction turn and try to find me, they have no idea where the ball is. And I think you saw, I think like one of the offensive rebounds, like Nemhard, went to go box out and he had no idea where the ball is, and the ball literally bounced right next to his head, and I was able to tip the ball out and we scored. But it's just stuff like that where you're taking care of the paint, but you're also kind of giving up a little bit of that kind of hit first mentality, on the glass.
Josh, you've had a
couple more guys. You in transition to like Dame and Giannis in terms of needing to stop you. Have you felt the way that teams are respecting you differently as an offensive weapon?
I don't know. I mean, probably, I felt the first game I was able to kind of get in and push. I think second game they did a little bit better job, getting to the paint. But I think that for me, I don't mind it because I'm able to find guys for open jump shots or find guys Dante's backdoor cut in the third quarter. So when you get chewed out by a coach for something, sometimes you're overly thinking of that, and then you kind of lose track of guys and leave them open or leave them open for back cuts or do those kind of things. So for me, I got to continue to be aggressive, but it kind of opens up the passing a little bit.